Hey everybody, it's Jim here, and today I want to talk about how we can all do our parts, no matter where we are in the world, to help save our local guitar stores. However, before I get into that, the question becomes, why would we want to save them in the first place? In this modern day, it seems like you can get anything at the click of a mouse. Sometimes you can get it with 2 days shipping, free included. Now, those are nice things, and it is nice not having to wait months and months and months for some things to show up at your local store. If something's back order, somebody else might have it and you might need it right now. You can kind of relate to it. Also, a lot of these major online retailers, they offer a lot of payment plans. They offer ways for you, if you don't have a ton of money on you, to kind of get the gear you want immediately. And these things can be tempting. Sometimes it's not the best idea financially to do it. We get suckered in and then we're stuck with the bill we really didn't want to have to begin with. So, what is the benefit of having a local store? Well, for starters here, it's a sense of community, man. It's jobs. It's a place where you can go, walk in, try gear, hands on, hear somebody else playing a guitar, or maybe a drums kit, or God forbid, a bass. Very rarely do I see people playing bass in stores. But when you do, that could be your next band member. That could be your best friend. You won't know. And you can make a connection with somebody you otherwise really wouldn't outside of that music store. I know I did. You can also get to know the staff. A lot of the staff, they've done this a lot longer than a lot of people give them credit for. Yeah, they might not make the most money working at a guitar store. Nobody gets into this kind of industry to become rich. And if you did, I mean, get out because it's not looking good. However, these are people that have played. These are people that continue to play. These are people that can, save you some money and say, maybe this piece of gear might not be worth it. Why don't we save up and get you this one? Or give you experiences if maybe you're debating between things. There's a lot of things that really have a pure benefit when it comes to having a local music shop. So let's outline what hurts the music stores. First of all, whenever you go to a competitor, you're hurting the local music store. Sometimes your music store might be really small, it might not have every brand in stock. That's just part of life. They might not even be able to get what you want at all. And in that case, you do what you have to do to try and get the product that you're really going after. However, if they offer the same exact thing and you decide to go online and order it from somebody else that's kind of a warehouse instead, you're not really helping anybody at that point except, some faceless guy behind a computer. Then, let's go on to Reverb. There are fine people that work at Reverb. I know I say a lot of negative things about Reverb, and I'm bitter. And the reason for that, in case you haven't seen my complaint before, has nothing to do with the actual workers at Reverb. I've actually had a lot of good help from them. But, in the middle of all of this stuff that was happening, when we were all really up against the wall, musicians, bartenders, all of us in entertainment, guitar stores, all that stuff, they raised their take. And they raised it by quite a bit. And that's something that, to me, just reeks of corporation. And that's Etsy. So, with that being in mind, I'm going to show you 2 sales that I personally made. First, I'm going to show you a sale that was made on my website. This was a sale for $1,600 even. Of that $1,600, I got to keep $1,553 because the processing payment fee was only 2.9%. Now, that's a pretty good chunk of that original $1,600. Granted, I still had to pay for the shipping. All in all, that's not that bad. Next, I'm going to show you a sale I made in a similar price range on Reverb, $1,555.39. When you look at the fees here, you do have the normal processing fee, which would have been comparable to the one that I showed you on my independent store. However, you have the Etsy fee on top of it. And when you combine that normal processing fee with the Etsy fee on top, I walked with $1,442, significantly less than a sale that I made that was more on my website. So why do I bring this up to you? That's just me. I'm a small fish. I sell maybe, on a good month, 5 guitars a month. Think about your local music store. Now say that shop sells 100 items of that value and gets the same denominations on Reverb because they're not special. They get charged the same rate that me or you would when it comes to selling on Reverb. That's $7,300 a month that just goes out into the ether to a major billion-dollar corporation. So even if you want to support these smaller shops, you're actually hurting them a little bit when you go through reverb. That's money that could pay for an employee's salary. That's money to pay for insurance. That's money to pay the rent on the building. That's money that's going to pay somebody's health care. There's so many things that go into owning a shop, and I'm only scratching the surface here. I am a tiny little guy that has none of these things to worry about. And these fees, I mean, they affect me, but I'm looking at the bigger picture here. It's simply not feasible for the smaller to kind of mid-range shop to survive in this climate without serious local help. And that's why I'm making this call to action for everybody. So what can we do? If you want to buy from your shop, the best thing you can do is go in directly. That's just common sense. The next best thing you can do, if you can't go in directly, or if you're somebody like me and you move far away, my favorite shop, Parkway Music in upstate New York. I just order it online or I'll call them and I'll do that. I've always been loyal to these people because they've always treated me right. And there's a few shops like that. C&M Music, same thing. Dave's Guitar Shop. I rave about them all the time to you guys. I love them. Real stores. Top 40 Guitars, Santee, California. Most of you never heard of any of these places. Barely even Dave's. But they're places that have done things to earn my business and places that I continue to bring my business to. And any way that we can help them to survive, the better off we'll all be. Now I'm going to share a piece of information with you guys that I've taken advantage of that has made a great deal for me, a great deal for a few of my favorite local shops. There are some guitars that these owners have gotten smart. They know those fees that I've talked about, so they'll list them only on their websites. You'll never see them hit reverb. I've bought a few guitars that I got such a good deal on, and they got to keep substantially more money because I check their local inventory on their own stores. I make calls to the shops themselves. I say, can we work something out? Now, I know not everybody's like me. However, I mean, say you even wanted a brand new guitar and you didn't have the money up front. You don't want to do any sort of credit card or something like that. Maybe you don't have good enough credit to do it. Call the shop, man. See if they can work something out. It's good to earn things. It's good to work for things. And it really gives you a good perspective and a good appreciation. And the instant gratification is something that, as people in this kind of time, we're spoiled rotten. Just look at Amazon. You want something? Don't even think about how hard it is. It comes the next day, 90% of the time. It's crazy. But these shops will work with you. You can get better deals. And they're happy to do it. And they'll do more to keep your business. And that's all I got for you guys today. This was a very difficult video to articulate my point with because I didn't want to come across as too brash towards certain companies or, certain ways of purchasing gear, because at the end of the day, I feel like there is room for both. And just the way that things have gone since the beginning of the end, what feels like, of the way things were, I've just seen so many shops close, so many bars close, so many restaurants close, so many things that if you're an entertainer and you're a gigging musician, we're not getting these things back. And it really just makes me sad. So I just want to give what little hope I can to you guys to try and encourage you to support what does remain so that it shall remain. If you like this video, leave a like. Really do appreciate it. Please subscribe so I can open up that box. Would also really appreciate that as well. Leave me a comment. Let me know what your favorite local guitar store is. I'm very interested to see where you all are in this world and, what you like. Maybe I'll buy something from one of your guys' shops. Who knows? But I will see you guys tomorrow for another guitar-related video. Take it easy.